Hello everyone, welcome back to another NR format video. So today we're going to be looking at a bunch of replays, and this first one was submitted by Wizrad. This is from the NRJP Daily, and they're playing Fluffal Crystron, arguably the best deck in the format right now, against Infernobles. So they're going second. Yazi's just going to go through, summon the Uppercutter, summon Ricardetto, which is going through the standard line. Just gonna summon the Captain, roll in and pass. So ends on the Horn of Oliphant, Torrential Tribute, and Flammable counter, which is live. Wizrad starts with an Exoraptor, dumps a Smiger. Now goes for the Fluffal Dog, adds the Bear. Smiger's gonna search for a cluster, yep. Goes for a Grand Pulse to hit a back row. Is immediately met with a Chain Link 1 Torrential and a Chain Link 2 Horn of Oliphant, which I'm probably guessing is to destroy the Roland. Oh, and this is good. This is insane. So they summoned the Brushfire Knight, which is now going to trigger because it was destroyed. And they also get to trigger their Magus to draw a card. So pretty good by the opponent. Gonna shuffle 3 back, draw a card, and dump a Turpin to the graveyard. Now Wizrad goes for the Bear, sets a Vendor. Vendor discards the wing, so they can now draw 2. Now Toy Vendor searches for another Bear for next turns, just sets 2 and passes for now. The cluster is live. We'll go for a... Oh, this might cost the opponent. So we'll go for a Howl in the draw phase, which gets hit with the Flammable counter. I personally would have saved the Flammable counter for the cluster because Yazi knows that Wizrad has the cluster. So, might be a big mistake. Anyways, gonna go for the Therion Bowline now to hit the cluster. Immediately gets chained by the cluster to destroy it. Brushfire Knight does trigger, resets the Flammable counter. Now normal summons Ricardetto. Goes for the Yarn Ripenier, gonna get a draw with the Magus. Revives the Uppercutter, equips the Synchro Roland, revives the Turpin, it's gonna go for battle. So Yarn Ripenier's effect basically makes it so all of your warrior monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects once per turn. So it's really good in that, and they also add a Chief Second, which can negate an attack and then banish any monster on the field. So a lot of protection. Now they go for the Fluffal Bear, set a Toy Vendor. They're gonna activate the Toy Vendor. I'm pretty sure they could have... Yeah, they could have used Flammable counter to negate the activation of the Vendor. Choose not to. Now go for the Gen X Controller. They're gonna normal summon the Controller. Now go for the Expendable die to hit the Toy Vendor. Oh, this is cute. So Yazi knows that Wizrad has already used his normal summon on the controller, so not afraid of a Fluffal Dolphin. So he decides to just hit the Vendor with the Expendable die so that the wings in the graveyard cannot activate to draw 2 cards. Wizrad though chains the cluster targeting his own Toy Vendor so that the Expendable die cannot draw a card. So insane plays here. Adds the Fluffal Dolphin. Now Smiger banishes to adds an impact. Goes for a rank 3 of Jaja, which banishes any monster after battle calculation, damage calculation. But they do have the Chief Second to banish it to protect the Yarn Ripenier. Now goes for a Red Lotus, but that's gonna get protected by the Yarn Ripenier. End phase, the Yaya comes back. Draws a Ogre for turn, but it's not live. Gonna go for the Durandal. Get the Ricardetto. Ricardetto summons a Magus, gonna go for a rank 4 of a Sophiel to bounce the Yaya, I'm assuming. However, oh, this is even better. Yeah, I thought they were gonna steal the Sophiel, but they steal the Yarn Ripenier, and because now Sophiel doesn't have the protection anymore, they're just gonna destroy it with the cluster. So there goes the Sophiel. Do get to draw with the Magus. Draw into an Expendable die. Get the Yarn Ripenier back in the end phase. Draw it this one for turn. Go for the Exoraptor. I'm guessing they probably want to go for either another Grand Pulse here. Gonna go for the Impact though, which does get negated. has to deal with one more disruption. Gonna hit the Guan Gripnir with the cluster. Also hits it with the... Okay, so they could have chained the expendable die here to destroy the cluster, which would mean that the Yon Gripnir would not have to eat the destruction of the cluster. But... Oh, I see. So, Vizrat hasn't normal summoned yet, and Yazi, I think, is just afraid of this dolphin, so... Yeah, now goes for the Gram Pulse now to force out the last back row, which destroys the Red Lotus, but I'm pretty sure this Red Lotus was summoned last turn. Now finally goes for the dolphin. Gonna draw 2 more with the Fluffal Wings. Bears sets another vendor. Vendor's probably gonna discard this controller. Yep. Now, pretty sure he has 2 controllers in the graveyard, so you're gonna add with Spiker first, and yep, there's a big Red Lotus, and that is enough damage for game. So Yazi made a couple mistakes that cost him the game, but Wizrat played really well. You know, made sure to bait out the back row before committing for the dolphin, which eventually led to the win. So pretty good replay. Let's look at the next one. All right, so this next replay is submitted by Tanio, and it is from the NR format draft event, which occurs every Saturday in the Boss Stage NR Discord server. And the way this event works is you basically draw cards from a bunch of random packs that only contain NR cards, and then you build a deck with them. So these aren't like constructed decks, but they do have a general game plan to them. So Tanio is going first, and I just want you guys to keep track of how many times this Nine-Tailed Fox gets summoned. So they're gonna go for the Lonely Dragon Maid, mills 3 and pass. So they're playing basically like a trap monster mill deck, which is interesting. The opponent Fable's gonna go for the Guan Yu and also summons a Hebo. So Fable's deck is basically like a good stuff deck. Like they're just playing a bunch of good cards like the Fire and Ice hand. And their Hebo is also really good, basically like a bounce. So the Guan Yun is also really good. So just a bunch of good cards. So they're finally gonna summon the Nine-Tailed Fox, but immediately gets hit with the blast. But when it gets destroyed, it can just summon 2 tokens. Now Share the Pain gets rid of the Labyrinth Archfiend. Oil Guan Yun once again summons itself, summons the Hebo. They're gonna try to get in for damage, but they do have the Battle Fader. Summon him early, find him early off the top, summon them to mill 3 card. Now once again summon the Nine-Tailed Fox, go in for 2200 more damage, but Damage Condenser now summons a Whip Snake. Interesting. So yeah, they're just playing a bunch of like random good cards. There is no strategy to the opponent. Hebo now targets the Nine-Tailed Fox to bounce it to the hand. They're gonna summon the Argo Stars Trap. Find a trap hole off the top. They're gonna use the opponent's gonna use the summon the Eldritch Trap card. Finds a Ring of Destruction off the top that might be useful. Get in for a bunch of damage. So Tanio summons anything with like 1300 life points, they're in trouble. Finds a Yellow Star off the top though, which is insane. So Big Body cannot be Ring of Destructions at this moment. Summon the Argo Star Trap card, which can also not be... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this Argo Star Trap is the one that protects from card effects, so cannot be hit by the... Cannot be hit by the Ring of Destruction. Also, didn't attack into the Argo Stars, but I'm pretty sure it just puts itself back in the back row. Yeah, it has some sort of effect, but anyways, they're gonna choose not to attack into it. Finds a Conquistador off the top, just sets and passes. I'm gonna try to get into the Argo Star Trap card now. It just sets itself back in the back row. Finds a Card Trooper off the top now. Mills 3 cards. Now summon the Conquistador, and once again, here's Nine-Tailed Fox. So, this Nine-Tailed Fox is just so annoying. Like, gonna destroy it. Oh, there's 2 more tokens right there. Now the Argo Star trap card. The opponent's gonna find a Tan with the backup team, but just nothing really that permanently deals with this Ninetale Fox. It's gonna try and destroy the Tan, but Fable has the Waboku to protect it. Tan summons a Hane. Now sets the Statue of the Anguish pattern, so basically this is the win condition for Tanyo's deck. Normal summons Hebo, chains the Anguish pattern. Gonna use the Malevolent Sins to banish the Yellow Star, hits over the Ninetale Fox, summons 2 more tokens. Now goes for the Virus Swordsman, sets a Time-Space Trap Hole. Hebo now returns up to the hand, but the Argo Star's trap card can special summon itself, which then triggers the Anguish pattern to destroy a card on the field. Gets an Equip spell off the top, gonna go for a rank 7 now, which immediately deals with which is immediately dealt with by the Time-Space Trap Hole, but there it is, the Ninetale Fox once again, and double battle damage into the Virus Swordsman is enough for game. My, this was an insane game. Ninetale Fox is such a good card. Anyways, GG to both players. Alright, to wrap it up, we're gonna look at one of my replays now. So this is from one of the dailies. I'm going first. I'm playing the Insect Mill deck against Mia, who is playing Goaty. So they're gonna go for the Mermaid Shark. I just set 3 in fast. My opening hand is terrible. You can see I drew both normal monsters. So go for the dice. I do hit a 6 on that. So gonna add a Merly. We're also gonna finally fix our hand, put both of these normal monsters back into the deck. Find the Halfness off the top. Now normal summon the Merly, no 3. Hit into the Mermaid Shark. Just deal some damage. Go for a Herald of Pure Light. Okay. Oh, adds back the Antline. Pretty good, yeah. So Antline's a pretty good hand trap. The opponent finds a Nimble Sunfish off the top. They're gonna go for their Lifeless Leafish play, dump the Angler. We did hit a Goki Pole, so we're just gonna destroy it. But they're gonna go for the Mannequin Cat now, revive our Magic Loyal Soul. We're gonna chain the Howl to steal the Mannequin Cat. And we targeted the Kamakiri Man, but they're just gonna Dino Mishes the Karakiri Man, so now Howl loses its target, which means it can't steal anymore. We will chain the Dino Mishes though. Now Mannequin Cat triggers, targeting the soul. We chain High Rate Draw, which is going to destroy all the monsters. They chain MST, hitting our Dino Mishes in the back row. We chain the Dino Mishes now to banish the Mannequin Cat. They chain their own Paleo in the graveyard. So insane sequence of plays, which means they don't get the draw. They don't get the special summon off the Mannequin Cat, so they can't summon the Sykes right now. And we do get a draw too, so... But you can see, like, we're down to 2 cards and the opponent has like 5 cards. So card advantage is not on our side right now. End phase though, we will set back the backup team. Summon backup Paleo, trigger the soul. Go for a Mannequin Cat now. Just hit into Dino Mishes. I didn't want to give them any sort of fishes on board, so we just passed. They're going to normal summon the Nimble Sunfish. They activate the Shift to give it a little bit of a boost, and they threaten to go battle phase and crash the Sunfish into the Mannequin Cat, which means they would get to float a bunch of times and send a bunch of monsters to the graveyard. So I just destroyed my own Mannequin Cat. I don't really have that many good targets for water in my deck anyways, so we can afford to lose the Mannequin Cat. Now we go for the Howl, we chain the Magic Loyal Soul, go for a Gaia Mode just to get it into the graveyard. Go for a Dino Mishes. So at this point I'm still thinking I'm ahead. Like, I'm thinking, you know what? I feel like I have more resources than my opponent right now. So we're gonna summon back their Shift. We go for the Wisteria Foe. Summon back Paleo. Go for the Haggard Lizardos. And the Dryas. I think that's Celine Snapper. Yep. So go after the back row. But they did have the lost win, unfortunately. We just equip the Gaia more. Go to battle phase. hit into the shift. Wait, did they not chain the lost win? Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, so Goaty, the way Goaty works is they have a card called Whitefish Salvage, which they love to just set onto the field as bait, so that when you destroy it, they can special summon a fish from the deck. So I knew the last win there was set from like the first turn almost, so I thought, you know what, if it was a Whitefish Salvage, they would have flipped it up right now, or in one of their turns, right? So I decided to go after that. I don't know what the new set is, and I haven't, like, it's not gotten back to their turn where they would have flipped it up. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to hit the new set. I only hit the Lost Win. And my opponent decides to not even chain the Lost Win to not give me another Paleo. So it is a crevice into the different dimensions, so it banishes our soul, so we don't get a rank 2 play. We're gonna get their shift back. Normal summon the Sykes now. We chain the Havness, hit a Gokipole, but they're just gonna banish their own Sykes. Now Gokipole can, if I summon a normal monster, I can't destroy it, so I just add the Arbalest instead. Now we go for a Howl, steal the Sykes, and go for another big Pirate draw. You can see we're playing the Naturias in here as well. End phase, we're gonna reset the Vestigia Foe. But our opponent did finally find a Goaty Fury now. So go for another backup team, summon a Morella, add the Merly. They're gonna set a Lost Win. We chain, or we use the Selene Snapper to revive itself. They just hit it with the Goaty Fury. Now, when I see this Goaty Fury, I'm like, oh shit. Now I'm in trouble. Because that means that they just need to get their engine online and then they're gonna win the game. So, unfortunately, I only play one Selene Snapper. I was kicking myself for not playing the second copy of Selene Snapper. I go for the Malevolent Sins and just try to get in for as much damage as possible. We do equip the Gaia More as well to get a draw. Fortunately, the stupid Sunflower just won't leave me alone, so we do draw into it again. Get an Antline and reset the Vestigia of Woes. Now I have no disruptions. And my opponent is free to go off. We do get a Howl into the graveyard though. They're gonna use the Nimble Angler to summon a Sunfish. Go for the Abyss Keeper. Abyss Keeper banishes the Sins. Banishes my Morella. We do get the Infinite Antline though, which protects us for a turn. They're gonna go for the Haggard Lizardos. They also get a draw with, and by the way, this sequence is insane. So they went for the Haggard, got a Zap, which then allowed them to banish the Sykes to then revive the Sykes to add a monster. They also drew into a Dinomicious. So everything going right for the opponent right now. And I'm in trouble. Even though they're down to 900 life points, I'm in big trouble here. My hand is not looking great. So, I'm thinking, you know what? Okay, I'm down to 7 cards in the deck. It's not looking good. Like, I don't even want to normal summon the Merly here because I know that there is nothing in my deck that would help me. And so, I realize, you know what? There's only one card in this whole deck that can help me right now. So we go for the Lizardos. We trigger the Gokipole. We summon the Kamakiri then. We normal summon the Chameleon. You can already see where this is going. Here's Mr. Wonky. We hit 2 monsters. Pass it over with 4 monsters. We try to go for the Selene Snapper to get some back row in case this Wonky fails. Down to 2 cards in the deck, by the way. So, really cutting it close. We're gonna reset the Vestigia Flow, go to their turn. They're gonna summon back their Sunfish, their ship. Standby phase, they do hit a monster, and that is the game. So, if that Wonky did not resolve to destroy itself, I would have lost this game 100%. Like, just having that Hail Mary play is so clutch. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want more NR content, please be sure to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel. I am trying to get monetized, so any sort of support would be really appreciated. If you have some replays of your own that you'd like me to feature in these videos, just drop me a DM on Discord. You can find me frequently in the Boss Stage Discord server. So you can just drop me a DM there, and I'll look at the replay. If I like it, I'll feature it in the video. Anyways, that's it for today. Adios.